Okay, I'm Tom Cruz. I'm chairman of the LMO Rewrite Committee, and we've finally started consolidating the new recommendations for the land management ordinance and the zoning districts, and we'll get into the design standards later. Probably the key thing here is consolidating some of the earlier uses that were in the land management ordinance and containing the district descriptive uses so that there aren't as many, and it's easier for a property owner or potential investor development to understand where on the island it's appropriate to do different types of development. One of the charges from the town council to this committee was to encourage redevelopment and reinvestment or new investment in the properties. So we've looked closely at some of the areas that is probably most needed. One of the areas we talked about today, the Coligny Resort District, as we call it now, is something that is one of our earliest commercial districts. It is potential for redevelopment, reinvestment, but under the current LMO, a lot of the existing things don't even meet the standards, and they're non-compliant. And so we have come up with a philosophy of what, if we started today, the Coligny Beach Village pedestrian-oriented area might be. And in order to have that realized, we need standards that will allow the kind of development, mixed use, higher density, pedestrian encouraged areas, less components for the automobile, move the parking instead of run in front of each little store to areas that consolidate the parking and allow more of a pedestrian movement, and allow some of the hotel uses that haven't been allowed before in the district. Allow the things that we think are the composite of that pedestrian beach village in its redevelopment. So hopefully we set the stage for the private investment to come in and work with the town, work with the public sector, and do that kind of development, redevelopment. I think it's ripe for it. We hope that this helps set that stage. Some of the other areas on the island that started out and have changed have, in the earliest days, the LMO envisioned development that may come, and where we are today is we understand pretty much where it did come and where it is. 20, 25, 30 years ago, a lot of it wasn't there. So what we've done today is look at what is the automobile-oriented areas, or the big box commercial areas like Sam's and Walmart and so forth. And those are auto-oriented areas, and so we've zoned it and made the use standards appropriate for that, as opposed to a pedestrian area. Some of the small areas, we've looked at the quadrants around Sea Pine Circle, and we broke it up into 4 quadrants. We looked at the New Orleans area, look at the Matthews area. We look at some of the different types of commercial areas, and so the zoning standards that we're proposing and the design standards, the setbacks, the buffers, and so forth, are trying to be molded toward either what's there or what may redevelop and what's appropriate there, that it's in a pedestrian-oriented area or an auto-oriented area, or is something that we would like to see some redevelopment. Was pleased to see the USCB move to the Office Park area, because that's an area that needs some encouragement for redevelopment. There's available town-owned property adjacent to it for expansion. I think it makes a lot of sense. It kind of fits the pattern of discussions that we've had in the LMO Rewrite Committee.
Okay.